Well, dear students, yesterday I started talking something about these acids. I've already told you the meaning of an acid. Acid is a word derived from the Latin root acidus, meaning sour to taste. And I've already told you certain things. All acids should necessarily contain replaceable hydrogen atoms, part of which or all of which may be displaced by a metal. That is a very important characteristic. All acids should necessarily contain replaceable hydrogen atoms. And I've already talked about the different kinds of acids, classification of acids, etc. Today, we'll take up the properties of acids. When you take up the properties of acids, the first characteristic is that one only. All acids should necessarily contain replaceable hydrogen atoms, part of which or all of which may be displaced by a metal. That is a very important point. Another point, you take a particular acid and put it to water, dissolve it in water. Hydrochloric acid dissolves in water. Hydrochloric acid dissolves in water to form H plus ions and Cl minus ions. It dissociates itself into its fundamental ions, H plus ions and Cl minus ions. Similarly, when you put sulfuric acid to water, what is sulfuric acid? H2SO4. When you dissolve it in water, it once again breaks up into its fundamental ions. That's how I say that it dissociates itself into its fundamental ions, namely H plus ions and SO4 minus ions. Similarly, when I put nitric acid into water, nitric acid dissociates into H plus ions and O3 minus ions. And in general, you have observed that all acids, when dissolved in water, produces H plus ions. And thereby, I can come to a new definition of an acid. That substance, which when dissolved in water, produces H plus ions is referred to as what we call an acid. That is the concept of Lowry and Bronsted. Lowry and Bronsted developed a theory regarding acids where they say like this: that substance which when dissolved in water produces H plus ions is referred to as an acid, and therefore that's also another important characteristic. Acids actually produce H plus ions in the aqueous solution. And then suppose you just taste, already that's also one of the properties. Acids are sour to taste. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ನಿಂಬೆ ಹಣ್ಣು ಪಾನಕ, ನಿಂಬೆ ಹಣ್ಣು ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ, ಹುಣಸೆ ಹಣ್ಣನ್ನು ಯಾಕೆ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ? That is for to produce which one sour taste, and therefore acids are sour to taste. Is a very simple thing there. And then acids are corrosive. Do all acids corrosive, sir? Strong acids are corrosive in nature. Organic acids are weak acids, and carbonic acid is also not, though it is not an organic acid, it is a weak acid. They are actually weak acids. They are weak acids. Their strong acids are highly corrosive in nature. Corrosive ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಸುಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ, ಸುಡುವ ಸ್ವಭಾವವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿವೆ. Because many of you do not know the meaning of corrosive. Corrosive ಸುಡುವ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಭಾವವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದೆ. Very important. Acids are very important. Acids ಅನ್ನು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ಹುಷಾರಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. And therefore, in the laboratory, if you visit the laboratory, all acids are stored in which one? The glass bottles. They are preserved in glass bottles, not metal bottles. Metals ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ರಿಯೇಜೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸನ್ನು, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ರಿಯೇಜೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Reagent bottles generally are made of glass because they are chemically react, and therefore see now acids are stored in which one? Glass bottles. So it's also another point there. And then acids are good conductors of electricity. Acids are good conductors of electricity. I've already told you. Yesterday I have just told you this one. So because acids are good conductors of electricity, They are just which one? It is mixed with water to make it a conductor of electricity during electrolysis of water. When you electrolyze water, you don't take a pure water. Pure water is a bad conductor of electricity. For which purpose you add sulfuric acid. When you add sulfuric acid, that water is called acidulated water. That water is a good conductor of electricity. It allows electric current to pass through it. Then only water decomposes into hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so acids are good conductors of electricity. And then acids are actually what happens? They acids they react with the indicators in altogether different way. So what are the chemical indicators? Indicators will show you whether they're acid in nature or basic in nature, or acids and bases. That is, to identify acids and bases, we make use of certain chemicals. They are referred to as what we call indicators, chemical indicators. Indicators will help us to know whether the given substance is an acid or a base. What are the indicators that we use in the laboratory usually? Now the first one is the litmus paper. The moment I say litmus paper, it may be red litmus paper or blue litmus paper. And then another one is methyl orange is another indicator. Methyl orange. Next one is phenolphthalein. PhenolPhenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein is also an indicator. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಫಿನಾಫ್ಥಲೀನ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟರ್ ಇದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಲರ್ಲೆಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಮೀಥೈಲ್ ಆರೆಂಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ ಮೀಥೈಲ್ ಆರೆಂಜ್, ಅದು ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ ಕಲರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ದ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟರ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಬರ್ದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ದ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಆರ್ ಬೇಸ್. Alright, coming to acid. How do indicators react with acids anta barutte? The first thing is, you know that one. All acids turn blue litmus red. All acids turn blue litmus red. And they react with yellow methyl orange. They react with yellow methyl orange. It will be turned to red color. See now, it changes its color. So, in the acid medium, it is red in color. And then phenolphthalein, no, it does not react. It does not react with acid at all. So, they are the major indicators that we use. One is actually ಮೂರಂತೆ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, litmus paper, methyl orange, phenolphthalein. Litmus paper means it is a blue litmus paper that reacts with acid. It turns, acids turn blue litmus red. And they turn yellow methyl orange red. And once again, it has no action upon which one? Phenolphthalein. That's all. And then, when I just talk of indicators, they change the color of the head. There are certain chemicals which change their odor in the acid medium or basic medium. It may be acid, it may be base. Depending upon that one, they change their odor. And those substances which change their odor in either acid medium or basic medium, they are referred to as what we call olfactory indicators. Olfactory, nodi, olfactory, olfactory, olfactory indicators. What do they do? They change their odor in the acid medium and basic medium. Which are those? Vanilla. Vanilla is one such. And then clove, lavanga. That's also, it also changes. Of course, it changes its odor. Clove odor is there. And then what the other one? Even irulli, onion. Onion also can be used as olfactory indicator. It also changes its odor in either it changes its odor depending upon the acid medium or the basic medium. So they may ask you in the examination, what are olfactory indicators, and give examples. So olfactory indicators means They are once again chemicals which change their odor in either acid medium or basic medium. Give examples: vanilla kodabodu, onion kodabodu, and then I have just given you another clove. They are the three examples I have given. It's enough if you know that one. So once again, how do acids react with indicators? And then coming to the other one, the main thing now, coming to these things. How do acids react with metals? Very important portion we are getting into. Please understand correctly. The moment I say something about acid, you please think of three acids. What are the three acids that we are having? One is hydrochloric acid, another is sulfuric acid, and there is nitric acid. If you remember three acids, it is enough. So, what are the three common acids that we use in the laboratory? Once again, I say that hydrochloric acid. Number 2, sulfuric acid. Number 3, nitric acid. Okay, sir. Whenever we make use of hydrochloric acid, you are bound to get chlorides. What are chlorides? Chlorides are the salts of hydrochloric acid. You must know that. What are chlorides? Chlorides and there are salts and potassium chloride, sodium chloride, magnesium chloride. Zinc chloride. They are all salts. So what is sodium chloride? Sodium chloride, sir. It is a chemical, sir. Not only chemical, but it is a salt. You must understand that one. So, you must understand that whenever we make use of hydrochloric acid, you are bound to get chlorides. Similarly, when you make use of sulfuric acid, you are bound to get sulfates. Actually, bisulfate barata is better. See now, you are bound to get sulfates. What are sulfates? Sulfates are the salts of sulfuric acid. Then, whenever you make use of nitric acid, you are bound to get nitrates. Very important thing there. So, once again I repeat, whenever you make use of hydrochloric acid, you are bound to get chlorides. Whenever you make use of sulfuric acid, you are bound to get sulfates. Whenever you make use of nitric acid, you are bound to get what you call nitrates. Therefore, my conclusion is, what are chlorides? Chlorides are the salts of hydrochloric acid. What are sulfates? Sulfates are the salts of sulfuric acid. What are nitrates? Nitrates are the salts of nitric acid. So, now when I take up the reaction of acid with which one? Metals. Once again, acid and takshana, sir, you must immediately put this question, sir, is it a dilute acid or concentrated acid? It is also very important because the products or the chemical reaction depends upon the dilution of the acid, the concentration of the acid. It is also there. It also depends upon the concentration of the acid. Concentrated acids react in one way and dilute acids react in another way. And therefore, whenever I make use of acid, you must always mention whether it is dilute or concentrated. Hage bitre artha irodilla. Adrinda, now I am dealing with how do dilute acids react with metals. Okay, now I am taking, my topic is how do dilute acids react with metal, or how do metals react with dilute acids. Alright, sir. I have already told you, whenever you make use of hydrochloric acid, you are bound to get chlorides and whenever you make use of dilute acids, you are bound to get hydrogen. Hydrogen gas is liberated. Hydrogen gas is liberated when you make use of a dilute acid. Because those metals in that series, those metals above hydrogen, because they must be more electropositive, they must be more reactive than hydrogen and healthy now. If the metal is more reactive than hydrogen, certainly it liberates hydrogen gas. So, in general, I always say that one, dilute acids react with metals to form their respective salts and hydrogen gas is liberated. I once again repeat, dilute acids in general dilute acids react with metals to form their respective salts and hydrogen gas is liberated. ನೋಡಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. I have taken, for example, zinc ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Zinc reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid. To form what, sir? ಏನು ಬರಬೇಕು? Zinc chloride ಬರಬೇಕು. And which is the gas that is liberated? Hydrogen. Why? The acid that I have chosen is dilute. So, dilute hydrochloric acid reacts with zinc to form zinc chloride and hydrogen. It is one of the methods of preparing hydrogen gas in the laboratory. Hydrogen gas is prepared in the laboratory by the action of heat kit ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. By the action of dilute hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid on impure zinc. Impure zinc ಮೇಲೆ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕ್ಲೋರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಸಲ್ಫ್ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಹಾಕಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಲಿಬರೇಟೆಡ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಬೈ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟಲಿ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್. ಹೌ ಡು ಯು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರಿ? Hydrogen gas is prepared in the laboratory by the action of dilute hydrochloric acid or dilute sulfuric acid on impure zinc. Yaks are impure zinc. Impurities present in zinc act as catalysts. The reaction will take place fast. If you take pure zinc, reaction will take place very slowly. ನೀವು ನೋಡಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ you'll be able to see that. Impure zinc ಜೊತೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ impurities act as catalyst. Further, pure zinc, we don't use pure zinc because pure zinc is very costly, and therefore for these two reasons we don't make use of pure zinc, but I make use of impure zinc. ಅರ್ಥಾಗಲ್ಲ? That is, impure zinc actually reacts with which one? Dilute hydrochloric acid to form zinc chloride and hydrogen. And when the same zinc reacts with sulfuric acid, dilute, what do you get? Zinc sulfate ಬರಬೇಕು and hydrogen gas is liberated. Why sulfate? Because it is sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, which one? Sulfates are the salts of sulfuric acid. And then I just make use of another iron ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. Iron reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to form ferrous chloride and hydrogen gas is liberated. I have taken 3 metals there. ಯಾವುದನ್ನ? ಜಿಂಕು, ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಮು, ಐರನ್ನ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕ್ಲೋರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಏನು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ನನಗೆ? ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಿಬರೇಟೆಡ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್? ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಟಲ್. ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕ್ಲೋರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ವಾಟ್? ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡೇ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಿಬರೇಟೆಡ್. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೇಕನ್ 4 metals there. And then I have switched on to sulfuric acid. Same thing there, zinc reacts with sulfuric acid. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಜಿಂಕ್ ಸಲ್ಫೇಟೇ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ? Sulfates are the salts of sulfuric acid. And which is the gas that is liberated? Hydrogen. Why, sir? It is dilute, sir. It is dilute sulfuric acid. And next one, I have taken magnesium. Magnesium reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to form what? Magnesium sulfate, MgSO4 plus H2. And then I have just taken aluminium. Aluminium reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to form what? Aluminium sulfate and hydrogen gas is liberated. It's a very important reaction. The 3 reactions ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, equations ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Equation ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ you have to balance the equation. 2 of Al plus 3 of H2SO4 will give you Al2SO4 thrice plus 3 of H2. Balance ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Whenever you write a chemical equation, you are bound to you are expected to balance the balanced equation. Then I have just switch on to the remaining acid, nitric acid. Nitric acid ಅಲ್ಲಿ metals ಯಾವತ್ತು selective. ನೋಡಿ, you must understand dilute nitric acid ಇದ್ದಾಗ. So dilute nitric acid reacts with magnesium only. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಕ್ಕಿ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ನೈಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್, ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ನೈಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ ನಾ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ಮಾತ್ರ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Magnesium reacts with the dilute nitric acid to form magnesium nitrate and hydrogen gas is liberated. I hope you understand this one. Are you able to follow? And that is how dilute acids react which one? Metals to form these things there. Then when I just talk of this one, I must just think of the metal copper. How does copper, sir, react, sir? So how does gold react, sir? How does mercury react ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್? ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಹೇಗೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ, ದೀಸ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್. ಯಾಕೆ? ಕಾಪರ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್? ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ನೈಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರೆ ಥರದಲ್ಲಿ. ಈ ಕಾಪರ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್. Therefore, it cannot displace. So, ಬರ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್ನ Cu ಪ್ಲಸ್ H2SO4 CSO4 ಪ್ಲಸ್ H2 ಅಂತ ಬರೆದ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ಅದು ಹುಚ್ಚರು ಅಂತೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಕಾರಣ ಏನಂದರೆ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದಿರೋರು. ಕಾಪರ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಸಲ್ಫ್ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್? ಕಾಪರ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್. It is less reactive. Therefore, it cannot displace hydrogen. If that metal is more reactive or more electropositive than the metal, than hydrogen, then only it can displace hydrogen. ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಬರೆದಿರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ, those metals are more electropositive than hydrogen and therefore hydrogen gas is liberated. I hope you understood this one. And then once again, when I just talk of this reaction of acids with metals ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸಲ್ಫ್ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು. ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಭಾಳ ಹುಷಾರಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದೊಂದು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ವಾಟರ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಸಲ್ಫ್ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ ತೊಗೊಂಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀರು ಹಾಕಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅದು ಸರ್ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು ಸರ್. How dangerous it would be, you must understand that. Concentrated sulfuric acid has got great affinity towards water. Particularly sulfuric acid ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಾವು. So, concentrated sulfuric acid has got great affinity towards water. Therefore, while diluting concentrated sulfuric acid, you must add acid to water, not water to acid. So, you must add acid to water with constant stirring. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಲ್ಫ್ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ನ ನೀರಿಗೆ ಹಾಕಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೀಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಲಿಟ್ಲ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಲ್ಫ್ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಾಕಲಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬನ್ನು ಬೆಚ್ಚಗಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೀಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲಿಬರೇಟೆಡ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್? ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಸಲ್ಫ್ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಅಫಿನಿಟಿ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ವಾಟರ್. ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್? ಯಾವ ಥರ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ? ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ ಡ್ರೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್. ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಸಲ್ಫ್ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಎ ಡ್ರೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ because it has got great affinity towards water, very important. It is capable of absorbing moisture. At the same time, enormous amount of heat is liberated. It is exothermic in nature. Therefore, finally I am just saying, while diluting concentrated sulfuric acid, never to add acid to water. ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಎನಾರ್ಮಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲಿಬರೇಟೆಡ್, ಆಸ್ ಎ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ದ ಹೋಲ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಶ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟು ಪೀಸಸ್. And therefore, while diluting sulfuric acid, you should never add acid to water. On the other hand, ಆಸಿಡ್ನ ವಾಟರ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟರಿಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಟನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿಕಾಷನ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ವೈಲ್ using or while diluting concentrated sulfuric acid. Today I have just discussed with you acids with metals. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಗರ್ ಇದೆ, ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಗರ್ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಬಂದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಆ ಫಿಗರ್ ಭಾಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು. ಜಿಂಕ್ ವಿತ್ ಸಲ್ಫ್ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ ಫಿಗರ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ದು. ಆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ನೋ ಹೌ ಟು ಡ್ರಾ ದಟ್ ಫಿಗರ್. ಓನ್ಲಿ ವೆನ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಒನ್, ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ಫಿಗರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ಸು ನಾಳೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೈನ್. ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕ್ಲೋರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡು, ಸಲ್ಫ್ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡು, ನೈಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡು. ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕ್ಲೋರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗೋದು. ಸಲ್ಫ್ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಸಲ್ಫೇಟೇ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗೋದು. ನೈಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಾಗ ನೈಟ್ರೇಟೇ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗೋದು. ಸೊ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ಆದರೆ ಯಾವ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಲಿಬರೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಲಿಬರೇಟೆಡ್. ಉರು ಹೊಡಿಬೇಕಾದ್ದೇನಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ to form their respective salts and hydrogen gas is liberated. And with this one I would like to end my subject today. Tomorrow Once again, we'll just meet to discuss something more. Thank you. Good evening to all of you.